Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Quietly Ambitious. Today's episode is very special and we have a very special guest with us. So, when I talk about the content creation industry globally, there are around 10 million people who identify as content creators. And in India, this industry is going to grow up to 400 crores, which is a big number. And when we look at travel reels, we look at, people, places where people are traveling, the sunsets, the bright lights, but we don't realize the work which goes in the background, which is editing of reels, negotiation with the brands, etc. My guest today is a famous travel influencer. Her name is Madhu, and she runs her own channel, which is Madhu on the Go. And I'm very happy to have her here, and we'll get to know more about her journey and her ambition. So, Madhu, thanks a lot for being a part of our
Thank
podcast
you.
today.
Thank you so much, Geeta.
It's
Thanks for calling me here.
no, definitely. You were one of, you were on the list, but then I thought the channel has to be a little big enough so that I can call you. So let's start right from the beginning. Madhu, you were working full time in a corporate role, and
Yes.
then you were also building Madhu on the Go on the side.
Yeah.
So, what did that feel like, and how was that journey?
So I'll be very honest with you. When I started writing, I started with writing
Yeah.
10 years back, and there was no such plans that I have to build a career into this. I just started it because I love traveling and sharing. I wanted to share those stories, and it was more like a hobby. So I just wrote an article in Tripoto, and it got a very good response. Then I thought, okay, if we have to do something like this, why not have our own website?
Yeah.
So I was on maternity leave, and I was very, very ambitious. And then I used to feel that whole day, I'm just sitting idle. I'm not doing anything. So I thought, okay, let me just try to learn how to create a website. So from there, it started. Every day was searching something on the Google, building a page, building plugins. And I'm a non technical person. So it used to be very challenging at times, frustrating. I did not know what is happening, but I just wanted to give it a try. So that's how it started. I started pulling up my previous travel pictures and started writing, like, think how I used to feel that time. So it was more like a vent out, more like a activity for me that used to keep me sane.
Wow. So,
And it's like always, if you love something, if you're passionate about something, it gives you kind of it's like a relaxation activity for you. So it started that way, and then slowly started building up. So for quite some time, it was website only, like my travel website, travel page. And then I thought, okay, to promote the website, I need to be there on social media. So that's how Instagram started. And slowly, I started getting commercial projects on Instagram. So it's a journey. It's more like, I don't know, I'm a Piscean. Pisceans usually flow like water. Yeah. So I also kept flowing with the water wherever the, flow is taking me. And yeah, till couple of years, it was like that.
but it's great. I mean, it's inspirational to know that you started this during your maternity leave. And look at you now. I mean, so many followers. It's great. So, at what point of time did you realize that you could, take content creation as your career path? Like, was it like an aha moment, or was it just a very slow transition based on how the channel was doing?
So till I was working, I took it kind of slow, and as in when I was very passionate to write because every week I wanted to write something because it used to give me joy, and it used to help me feel that I'm yet creative because corporate jobs. Although I was in branding and marketing, but it after some point it gets very mundane.
Yeah.
You don't get the creative freedom that you want, and you can't do everything on your own. So I was writing anyways, and it was slow paced only. But the turning point was I got an agency approached me because they wanted to place a link of a very famous travel aggregator
Okay.
on my one of the existing blogs,
Okay.
and they wanted to pay me a very good amount for that.
Oh.
So I was like, oh my god, this can happen.
Yeah.
And after that, smaller things or the other kept on coming. But still, I was not like, since I was a full time into corporate, I didn't had that freedom to go all out, explore, because obviously your people will think that you're just traveling, not working.
Definitely.
Even if you work, people will have that kind of mindset.
Agree.
So I kept it, I was always little careful
Yeah.
about not going all out and just writing and lay low. So, but yes, that project gave me kind of confidence that yes, the kind of work that I'm doing is maybe seen by somebody, and it's appreciated by somebody, and that is why the company has approached me and paying me good.
Yeah.
So yeah, from there, that thing of taking it on commercial level came into my mind.
Got it.
Yeah.
And can we talk about the timeline of this? Like, when did you start Madhu on the go, and when did you decide to leave your job and start content creation?
Actually, blog I started in 2016.
Oh, wow.
So many years. Yeah. So I just started it little bit here and there and all that, and it kept on going for a couple of years. And 2019 is when I decided to quit my job. Again, I was not. I did not thought that I will give the blog like a full time, but I thought yes, I can try and experiment, and if something is not happening, if it's not working out, then I can always join back at some other company. So 2019 is when I quit, and actually my husband he was kind of I'm not too big a risk taker. So it took me some time. It took me couple of years to think that, okay, can I quit my job? What will happen? I will not get a monthly salary. I don't want to ask money from my husband. I want to be independent because I've always been like that.
Yeah.
But he was like, okay, if one of us has a choice to follow their dreams, yes, why not? Give it a try. I mean, what will happen maximum? You can join back anytime. So I thought, okay, let me try. Still, I was like very cautious. I did a course on image consulting, on soft skills training. So I'm a certified trainer
Wow.
because I didn't wanted to take complete risk on travel only because it's very new field.
Yeah.
And we were in a stable job, good position. So I didn't wanted to leave that. So I did that course. Simultaneously, I was doing training projects also. And this one also, because this working part time and working as a freelancer gave me flexibility to travel and explore this domain, which I was so passionate about.
I mean, that's great because a lot of us do keep thinking about this transition, but I'm so glad that you are here and you're sharing your story with us and our viewers because, moving from a full-time role to building your own brand, building your own business, yes, is a huge success, Madhu. Now let's talk about the fact that there would have been a time where you, instead of just initially you were just posting reels, putting up posts and stories. When did you decide that you'll make a like a full-fledged business out of this? You'll become a businesswoman and you'll run your own page.
Yeah.
Was it some other moment during this transition phase, or was the transition that way, like you had decided that you're going to run Madhu on the go?
So the first thing is when I quit my job,
Yeah.
that gave me kind of liberty and freedom to, post
Yeah.
when I want,
Yes.
write whatever I want.
Yeah.
So this was kind of the stepping stone. It helped me, be all out there, rather than thinking that, okay, what will people think in my office? And things I get it. Yeah. So that's when I kind of started posting, started traveling, writing about my travel very freely. So that is one thing. And in 2020, my friend who's sitting here, she joined me, and then it kind of became more professional because both of us we discussed, we learned, and yeah. So since then, we slowly we started learning the nitty gritties of the business of the shoot. What does it involve? So it's just not when if you are a content creator, it's just not about how many places you have traveled.
Yeah.
It's more about how you can show it to your audience.
Yeah.
So it's been a learning journey, and yes.
But I'm sure you guys are doing really well. So I mean, this journey is a journey which people have to learn from, definitely. So your content is a lot around sustainability, and when someone looks at your page, you know, right, that there's a lot of intention and a lot of thinking which has gone into the content. So in today's day and world, where brand partnerships are, influencers have a lot of brands and partnerships. How do you maintain the integrity? How do you make sure that you're sending the same message across, and your what you want to follow, the brands are also aligned with it? How do you ensure that that happens?
So sustainability is one aspect which I would definitely want to pursue more in future. I would say I'm not yet still there where I want to be, but in my own in our own little ways, I try to make a difference. At least follow yourself first
Yeah,
before preaching it
definitely.
to others.
Yeah.
Something like, when you're traveling to another country, learn about the culture of that country, respect about the culture. If it's a place where people prefer you to be quiet, don't make noise, because
Yeah.
I've seen people playing loud music at the places where people prefer, calm and quiet.
Yeah.
So learning to observe, respect the culture of a place where you're going, buying from local vendors, supporting the local vendors, things like that. Very smaller things. Don't make places dirty.
Yeah.
Very basic civic sense kind of thing is what I follow and I talk about.
Yeah.
Also, I want, or it's a particular style that we all have. That's our natural style. So for me, it is more like I don't want my page to show something very unreal.
Yes.
So I like to keep it real. I like to keep it grounded. My page will not tell you that I have to wear new clothes on every vacation, on every holiday. My every picture should be in a different clothing.
Yeah.
I repeat my clothes for years and years, and I'm so proud about it. I have nothing,
Yeah.
So that is something, little bit of things that, okay, it's okay to be normal. You don't have to make so much of extra efforts. Learn, just be conscious about your environment, what kind of things you're using. Brands like you were talking about, I love to work with sustainable brands, especially the sustainable clothing brands who work with farmers. In fact, we work with another company as marketing consultants. We work with a company that works for like farm to table concept.
Yeah.
So, yes, we try to pick up brands that are, working towards sustainability or conscious living at least. So that's what we try. However, we don't always have a choice. Like some things we know that if it's not aligning with us, we outrightly, reject. We take that risk of losing the business. It's fine because it's not adhering to our core values, and I feel it'll not be justified to the brand also if you are not aligning something, and if you're just talking it for the sake of promotion or collaboration. So I feel I don't mind losing that money or losing that business, where it's like a stark difference between what is our core value, what are our core values, and what is it that the brand's core values are.
No, it
So
and
couple of, like, sometimes if it's not aligning, we leave it.
but it takes a lot of guts, Madhu, to admit it, and I'm so proud of the fact that you are following it. I mean,
Yeah.
when we look at your page, there's a lot. It feels very grounded. It feels very real, and so I also know you personally, but I always, you don't have that influencer air as well. It's very nice speaking to you. So I'm very proud of the fact that your page is following that. And
I think I just believe like every day is a new learning.
wonderful. Yeah.
This is also it's again, it's another job. There's no nothing to be so.
Yeah, but still, you have very. I've seen influencers have that air being like, I'm an influencer, but it's great to know that, there's so much conscious sustainability which you're trying to follow. And in today's day and world where Instagram and all the other social medias are about matrices, impressions, and all the other, all the other formats which we have to follow, how do you make sure that your voice is natural, or your voice is like how you want it to be, and not defined by all these engagement tools and engagement matrices?
So, of course, I mean, if you are in a business, if you're pursuing something as a profession, there is always a pressure of performing. Yes, right.
Yeah.
Whether you are in corporate or whether you are here.
Yeah.
So the matrix, of course, they do matter. Numbers, they do matter.
Yeah.
But somewhere, like obviously it used to bother me of like any other person that the reach is not coming, the this is not happening, that is not happening, what will happen. But over the years I keep reminding myself that what is it that I'm here for. It's not just the money. I'm a I'm a trained professional. I've worked in corporate for 10 years, more than that. So money can come anytime, but I feel that the sheer reason I am here sharing things with people is because I'm passionate about traveling and I want to make an impact. I want to share those stories with everybody. So time and again, I keep reminding myself that, okay, it's fine. Even if the reach is not coming, it's okay. We will share our content. We will share what we want to. We will not compromise. And we will not always go by the trend. Okay, aisa chal raha hai, so let me do like this, so it will go up. I never follow any trends. That's what we were discussing while we were coming also.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, forget it. We'll not look at the numbers. Let us just work on what we want to share. So at least even if lesser number of people are seeing it, then and they are, taking some action or they are finding it useful, that is enough for us.
I agree.
So-
And yeah, you don't follow the trends. You set the trends properly. I mean, does it
That's
sound?
what I would want to.
But that's great.
Yeah, because the problem with trends is like everybody is doing the thing, and it becomes so common that you don't want to open your screen because every other person is doing the same thing. So I don't believe in trends. I find them very boring.
Yeah, and I think it's also very monotonous and just seeing the same reels once you start scrolling.
Yeah, I feel like as a content creator, our job is to be creative and create good content and not follow the herd.
Yeah, definitely. Makes sense. I totally resonate with it.
Yeah.
So when you look at, in general, travel influencing is supposed to be a very glamorous field. But only you can tell us how does behind the scenes looks like. How does your day go? And when you go for all these trips, like the recent Georgia trip, and what did your day look like? And for the budding content creators to know that what are they signing
Yeah.
up for? Yeah.
So I would just say that your holidays are holidays for you. Our holidays are not holidays for us. Even if we want to,
Yeah.
there is so much going on in your mind always. I think it's not purposefully or consciously. Sometimes it's by design because you're day in day out doing the same thing. So even if you're taking your own holidays, you're not really into holiday mode ever because there's always a FOMO. Oh, the sunrise, I should not miss it. Kal sun ka color aisa nahi hoga. Today's sunset is looking different. The other day it might be a blank sky. So, there's always this urgency
Yeah.
and think, that I should not miss out on my content or what I want to show. The moment you travel to any destination, then your mind starts working that, okay, what it is that I should be posting, how is it that I should be. So it's very, I would say, uh, mentally hectic it gets sometime, if not physical. Physical, of course, it is there, but sometimes it gets mentally hectic. Also for the people around you, yeah, because they are like, yeah, ऐसे में एक वीडियो ले लो, एक वीडियो ले लो, like relax. So you have to again keep reminding yourself that okay,
Yeah.
just chill. After some time, it's okay. You don't need a perfect video. It can be a random video, and all you have to do is tell your story. So I would say it looks very glamorous, like you dress up well, you go nicely, but it involves a lot of work. And the thing is, anybody who has to make a career into travel content creation or content creation in general, they can do it only if they are absolutely, very, very passionate about it. Because there has to be something that has to drive you every single day, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not passionate, if your sole purpose is like, okay, everybody is creating content, let me create content, let me make money, let me become famous, you will not be able to sustain because it's such a passion, hard work.
Yeah.
And So yes, if you're like really passionate about it, then if like I wake up every day and I'm like, okay, what is it? What is the new thing that I'm going to see it today?
Yeah.
Even if I'm going for a walk in DD, I was like, oh, these leaves are changed the color. You know? So I get excited about it that, oh, those pink flowers. So now when we were traveling, we got 5 minutes late because we just started looking at the flowers and we're like, oh, let's do the shoot here. It's so nice.
Yeah.
So the things have to excite you from within. I think that's how you can sustain this journey or the creator's journey.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to be on your toes. I just look at when yesterday only I was seeing your page and I saw that photo in Art Society and I'm like, wow, Madhu is so positive. Looking at leaves. So yeah, I mean, definitely that's a lot of
Feel
passion.
deeply connected to nature. So
Yeah.
anything that's, like that time when I walk from my gym towards my home, that 10 minutes, I feel so good.
And you made us also like this because normally I couldn't see, but then I'm like, yeah, she's right. So yeah. And that's how sustainability happens, right? So yeah, I get.
Yes.
And so do you think you are quietly ambitious as a person? And if yes, then what does ambition mean to you now in this content creation role?
So till I was working as a corporate, as a marketing head for a company,
Yeah.
ambition. I was not quietly. I was like very loudly ambitious. I would say that time because ambitious and success meant to me one promotion after the other.
Yeah.
How big team I'm handling, what is the increment that I'm getting every year, or what is the bonus that I'm making. So that used to be my core parameter for success.
Yeah.
But since the time I have changed my profession, I've kind of learned that, now I'm, like you said, I'm quietly ambitious. I have my own things that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
They are maybe not necessarily monetary. They are maybe not necessarily numbers. Of course, you are in a business, you have to keep numbers and you have to keep your goals. But again, it's not. I have learned that most of the times, we are the things we are chasing, we are running behind. That doesn't give us the real happiness. Like the joy of doing what you love is the real happiness, and I feel is the real success that makes your life worth living. So I feel that yes, being able to visit places, being being fit to you know trek or climb up somewhere, and able to see different parts of the world is being successful for me right now. Wow. So it's not that money is not everything that I'm chasing right now, but yeah, the meaning of success has changed completely for me right now. I need money, of course, still to have that validation that yeah, you're doing something worthwhile. But if you ask me, the designation doesn't matter to me anymore. Number of people reporting to me doesn't matter to me anymore. Two of us, we are like happy, and I don't want too many people. And yeah, so that is how the things have changed.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a core reason why we started this channel because we wanted to create awareness about people shifting gears and still being happy and, feeling that they're ambitious enough.
Yeah.
So that does answer to my question very well, Madhu. How do you manage your personal life along with your brand? Are there any boundaries which you draw? You're also a mother. So how do you manage motherhood along with your channel, Madhu on the Go? So any boundaries which you follow, any timings or switch off timings after this I won't be available. So what is your mantra here?
So I would say that again, I'll be very honest. Like when people talk about work-life balance, I don't think there is anything called as work-life balance.
Yeah.
You choose like one over the other every single day.
Yeah.
Some days your work takes the priority. Some days your family takes the priority because
Yes.
there you cannot balance.
Yeah.
It's not possible. According to me, you have to choose like what you want each day. So for me, like I always think about this thing that okay, by this time I should shut down my screen and everything. I haven't been successful yet in doing it, but yeah, I'm thinking that going forward, I should be little aware about my surroundings, about the time cutoff timings and all that. So yes, I as a family, I try to travel with my family wherever possible. I try to take my son around because I want to see what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I feel that learning happens more when you see things with your eyes rather than
Yeah.
you read it in the books.
Yes. Yeah.
So I make sure I you know, skip his school sometime so that he can see what I want him to see and learn and feel about nature. So those things are there. However, it's not always easy to manage between both the things, and I wouldn't say I'm a perfect person or I'm an expert here. I think I'm like a kindergarten student when it comes to balancing.
No, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
you're doing so good.
it's just learning every day.
So
Yeah.
someone, another mother was telling me there's no balancing. It's just one day family, one day work. So that's
Yeah.
how it works for all of us. And I
Yes.
do understand.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're doing a good job.
Yeah, because some days
Yeah.
if you have a timeline, if you have a late night
Yeah.
project, you have to finish it. You can't say no.
Yeah.
It's important to prioritize like every single day, whatever is the is the key thing of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Totally.
that ways, yeah, so that you can maintain the overall balance, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, anyone who's starting their career in content creation, I think this might be repetitive, but being passionate is one advice which you will give to people. But is there anything else which you would like our viewers to know? That if someone is starting in content creation,
Mm-hmm.
so what should they follow and how should they go about it? Because a lot of people don't know how to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said, first thing you have to identify what is it that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
It's not that if everybody is doing travel, let me do travel, and then you realize that I'm not able to travel only,
Yeah.
right? Because I get tired or I'm not meant for it.
Yeah.
So you have to identify your niche. What is it that really you're really good at? What is it that you're really interested in? So identifying the niche is the first thing. And then second thing is I've spoken to a lot of people who are like, okay, kitna paisa milega isme?
Hmm.
So the thing is, first establish yourself, first work, and then think about the money, because it's not a job where you get monthly salary,
Yeah.
right? Even if you're an intern or something. So you have to give time. You have to make a clear plan. You cannot do everything just expecting money,
Yeah.
because money will follow once you have something to show, once your content is different, unique. So that is another thing, that people should not have that mind block, like 2 महीने ट्राई कर लिया, 3 months ट्राई कर लिया कि अरे कोई कोलैब ही नहीं आ रहा है तो अब छोड़ दो because it's not working for me.
Yeah.
It takes years sometimes it happens quickly.
Yeah.
So right, so you have to have that patience, and you have to have a consistency in whatever you are doing. If I'm posting one day and then 4 days I'm not there, and then I again post after,
Yeah.
so it doesn't work. Whatever is your timeline, if you want one post in a week, it has to be that, but be consistent in your content.
Yeah.
And then other professional things like handling the camera, who is working with you, or you are able to do everything alone. All those things are like nitty-gritties, but these are the key things that those will form a foundation for the career.
Yeah. Those are very valuable inputs which you've given us.
And another thing I would like to say is
Yeah.
to maintain professionalism.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we have also worked with a lot of creators in future for some of the projects that we did. But this like professionalism still lacks a lot. Yeah. So I think being professional is really important in any field, is what I think. I think a corporate background has given me more understanding of it, that being on time is important, delivering on time is important. Whatever you are promising, you have to deliver that.
Yeah.
All those things. Maybe I've been on the client side also.
Yeah.
Like I have managed my own brand, so that exposure was there. So I understand the client side a little. Like
It does give you an edge. I feel that
Yeah.
that sort of experience does give us an edge
Yeah.
over, other influencers, because we understand, because as you rightly said, right, people don't understand the value of time.
Yes.
And when you worked in a corporate, you definitely know, you have to be on time. So yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. But these are very good inputs for our viewers, Madhu.
Thank you.
Just the last question, would you want to share some stories with us of your travel, which can be, some interesting, some funny stories which you think you would want to share with the viewers?
But I have so many stories that suddenly thinking.
Any story which is top of your mind, or which is recent, or you thoroughly enjoyed it and felt it was
Yeah.
worth sharing.
Like recently, something like unexpected place. We were traveling to Polachi, and we had booked our cottage inside the forest reserve.
Yeah.
And we were like two families, and we did not expected it to be so deep in the forest. And when we reached it was like 1800s bungalow.
Okay.
So you reach till the forest reserve office, and then the person will go along with you, because you cannot go alone into that deep jungle. So we reached there, and this is like a very old bungalow. The little floors are broken. It runs on solar.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a very like exciting yet scary experience. And me and my friend, we looked at each other and we're like, we'll stay somewhere else tomorrow because here it's very. And then every time we have to go for lunch, dinner, or anything, we have to go with the forest official, because again they will accompany you.
Yeah.
And when we are going in the evening, we shut the doors, and when the lights off, that's like pitch dark. I've never seen such darkness.
Oh God.
It's like it's coming to eat you kinds. So yeah, it was one of a different kind of experience. You'll hear the whispers, the anything, the leaf crushing, everything is enhanced
Yeah.
volume. So this is one story which I tell everybody. So, that was a very different experience. And then exactly like at 3 o'clock, the solar power finished and it was pitch dark.
Oh.
We're like, oh my god, now we are expecting a ghost to pop the earth. So yeah,
Maybe like that movie Bhool Bhulaiya.
tiny. So and I dreamt also that somebody is standing near my legs, and then man, this scary. And morning, I'm telling my friend, I was yelling in the sleep. Couldn't you wake me up? And then he's like, मैं तो सो रहा था, मैंने तो देखा ही नहीं. So yeah, so different kind of stories. Sometimes you meet funny people.
Definitely. I'm sure there's a lot of learning and experiences over so many years, and
Yeah.
and obviously sustainability and everything, because of which the brand is growing so well.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Madhu, we are moving towards the last segment of the podcast, and I thought we'll tweak this segment a bit and have some rapid fires.
Right.
So I'll shoot some questions and you have to answer within 30 seconds. That's how the format is. But if you think any answer needs long explanation, that works. So, do you like beaches more or mountains?
Beaches.
Beaches.
Yeah.
And do you like unexplored places more, like underrated destinations or popular destinations?
I like both, but I prefer underrated destinations more.
Okay. And one thing which people assume about influencers.
That we get everything for free. That's not the case. We have to work hard for getting everything, you know, and really, that is like it's a lot of hard work, and it's a business, right? You're not getting free stays, you're not getting free food, you're working for it.
Yeah.
It's just that instead of money, sometimes you get all those privileges. Like every business, every profession has its own pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
Similarly, the content creation is also. So when somebody tells me that, I'm giving this free to you for free, and I'm also giving my paid space to you,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So it goes both ways. So don't think that everything comes for free. You have to work a lot harder than
Definitely.
any regular job.
Yeah.
So that is what I would like to say.
Yeah. And between reels and long format, which one do you think does well?
Reels, of course, do well because attention span is not that long
Yeah.
nowadays. But however, if somebody is really serious about some destination or something, I feel they go back to either YouTube or the blog to read, in detail. Like just generally scrolling, of course, you want to see for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
But if suppose I'm planning for a destination, then of course, if I have to do research, I need long form.
So that brings us to the end of the podcast, Madhu. Thank you so much. It was great learning from you, your story, your content creation journey, and especially you being such a such a grounded person. I really enjoyed our conversation today.
Thank you so much.
It didn't feel like we were talking for the first time. And like me, poker. Although for my viewers, we are neighbors. But we never spoken to each other. We have a lot of common friends. But yeah, this was such an eye-opening conversation, Madhu.
Thank you so much, Geeta. It was a pleasure coming here and sharing all the stories. And like you said, it was so comfortable. I did not feel like I'm talking to somebody for the first time. And now we will catch up with our building boss.
We should.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this episode, and we'll be back with more such episodes of candid stories in real life, personal stories of people who are trying to figure out multiple things. Thank you.